Well, if you wanted a collapse, there you have it. All black. Just went to the Eagles' funeral last night because that's what it felt like. It felt like the beginning of the end. A lot of Eagle fans were talking shit to me this morning, questioning my fandom and saying that, you give up on the team too easily. You're a negative Nancy. Your takes are horrible. Why do people watch you? Blah, 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 blah. And now I'm going to say, I told you so. I'm not saying I told you so in a bragging type of way. You think I just talk a bunch of shit just to talk a bunch of shit. But I talk and I see what I see. And I literally give you what I really think of where this team is going to go from a mile away. This was even before the Bears game that I already knew that it was heading in this direction. When they were 8-2 and had a chance to make changes early in the season instead of accepting winnings on top of conservative football and acting like that was okay to play like that, like they weren't going to get figured out, which they did, and they still didn't change anything. And then apparently this past week, it's going to be one of the most embarrassing weeks in the Eagles history books. You know why? Because they had that blown up Happy Easter bunny rabbit. Uh, I can't even like think straight. It's so fucking stupid. That positivity blown up bunny rabbit in the locker room. And then before the game started, Jason Kelsey interviewed Nick Sirianni, and Nick talked about him being closer, more involved in the offense this week. But Nick said, my name is on everything, regardless. Jeffrey Lurie put his foot down last weekend after the Bears loss. Nick changed his tune, but we still don't have fucking results. Before I can look at the roster, before I can look at the team, and trust me, this team has checked out. This quarterback has checked out. Jalen Hurts, 53% completion percentage, 4 turnovers on the day, not a passing touchdown. Yeah, one we probably would have had besides, Milana getting the flag on that play, then brought us back. Then Hurts was getting chased all over the field. We never got back in the red zone ever again after that. Jalen Hurts was fucking ugly. There was a point where he forgot his helmet going on the field, and I thought he had a concussion. Like, Hurts isn't getting off that easy because he has had his worst fucking year in his career. And post bye week, he has looked absolutely fucking horrible. I'm not going to overlook the coaching staff and go to the quarterback and attack him first. He would be the second guy that I would attack right now. But it comes down to those two fucking idiots and Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni. Most likely Nick Sirianni for continuing this fucking bullshit for another week. Him being involved in this offense and being there longer for the meetings. Is there a lie going on? Like, why wouldn't he be closer with the offense? I mean, this is your philosophy. I would have figured that he would have been working a little closer with the team since he runs the show. His name is on everything. And yet you go into another fucking game where the Eagles lose in overtime. The Eagles didn't even deserve to go in overtime. That shit should have been fucking ended way before. Everybody has a hand in this loss. I mean, Hurts couldn't throw the fucking ball. The offensive line, Dickerson ended up going out. There was penalties from the offensive line. The blocking was fucking horrible. Hurts can't throw the ball. Hurts can't read the defense, and he missed some wide open guys where there was windows wide open, and he's completely missing them. If it wasn't the quarterback missing fucking passes, it was the wide receivers dropping balls. Your kicker can't even kick a 48-yard fucking field goal, and it's really embarrassing. But of course, later in the game, he kicks, a 52, 53-yarder. The defense put this offense in so many good fucking positions. This offense just could not handle their fucking own. The play calling was fucked up. Dropping back, play action when they're not even running the ball, acting like they're going to bite on the fucking play. Like, I can't go through this anymore. Like, I'm tired of talking about the same shit every single week, and I'm seeing the same thing. The fake RPO pass to Goddard. I mean, it's the same fucking plays. It's the same plays. And I could tell the Eagles were trying to sprinkle shit in this game, but it was long gone. It was almost to the point where I was like, is this gonna be over yet? I'm shocked the defense lasted as long as they fucking did, which we'll go through in a minute. But they lasted so long in this game. The 10th game, the defense literally held the offensive fucking jockstrap. Yet again, another fucking game, keeping them in this fucking game. Besides the normal shit we go through with the play calling, there's two things that really fucking annoyed me in this game. One, when Jalen Hurts called a timeout because, we would have had a delay of game because we take a million fucking seconds to get ready and get set with the last 2 seconds on the clock, he goes to Kevin Patullo on the sideline. And then Kevin Patullo whispers a play into his ear. He gets back on the field for a crucial, I think, a third down play, something like that. And Jalen Hurts is calling a Devontae Smith screen pass that went absolutely nowhere. He drops it, and there was already a defender in his face, and he probably would have been laid out if he caught that damn ball. That was a wasteful timeout to call a fucking stupid play like that. And another thing that was so fucking eye-opening in this game was going into overtime. Winning the coin toss, and me being a jokester as I am, I was like, just imagine like we actually win the coin toss. I would rather have the defense be out there first because I trust them getting a turnover. I trust them getting the ball and doing something with it after getting a big stop. And guess what? They won the toss, and Zach Bond said, "We'd like to kick." If that doesn't tell you where this team is at right now, if that doesn't tell you there's no support of this offense, nobody trusts this offense, and trust me, Zach Bond didn't make the decision on his own. Okay, that head coach said, I have more trust in my fucking defense than the offense that I fucking run. He doesn't even trust himself in his fucking offense. His Oh my god. He doesn't even trust his offense, his philosophy, and he picked the defense over his offense to go into overtime when you win the coin toss. That's just fucking insane. I noticed Hurts just wasn't himself throughout this game because at some point, I don't know if he had a concussion. He forgot his helmet going on the field at some point. I mean, you get a first down in overtime. The Chargers are winning by 3 points. You have an opportunity to get a chance with the ball going downfield. He made some big plays to Goddard on a couple passes, that big one to Devontae Smith on that crosser middle of the field. And then it's first down where you should just take your time. You have 3.5, 4.5 minutes left. And then he fucking gets pressured on. He runs to the right side, throws off the back foot on first down into the end zone. It gets tipped, it gets intercepted, and Jesus fucking Christ, the game is over. Another play that pissed me off is when Jalen Hurts threw an interception to the defensive lineman. The defensive lineman then fumbled it. Jalen Hurts picks the ball up. He doesn't fall on it. He doesn't pick it up and protect himself. He literally grabbed the ball. He put it in his arm like a running back, turned around to actually run upfield. How fucking stupid can you be to even do that? Picking up that fucking ball, knowing there's like 3 or 4 fucking players behind him ready to smack him. As soon as he picks it up with one hand to put it in between his arms, and he still tries to run up the fucking field. What the fuck is that? As to Jalen Hurts, like he sucked. He was god fucking awful. This is the most pissed off I've been about Hurts probably in a long time. Does this mean I want him gone? No. Does this mean that we need to change at quarterback the rest of the year? No. Up to the Eagles, but probably not. A few games down the road, if the Eagles are out of the playoffs and they can't get a playoff spot and they want to start Tanner McKee because they just want to give him some work, that's perfectly fine with me. But I'm not expecting a move of the quarterback at all in season right now because on a technicality, they're actually still in it. And you got to face the 2-10 Raiders next week. So, yeah, can't wait to watch that shit and be embarrassed at home. They were shitty in red zone. They were shitty in short yardage. Hurts had a lot of velocity on this fucking ball. I don't know what he was throwing to. A guy that was sucking 7'8". I don't know. Every throw was overthrown. Every throw was fucking high. A.J. Brown, he dropped a couple good ones. There was one in the end zone at the end of the game where he threw right into AJ's hands and it caressed perfectly, dropped perfectly into his hands, and he dropped it. And there was one where it looked like it was high, but I'm sorry, but AJ probably could have caught that one as well. They used Tank Bigsby like once or twice, and there were times where Saquon Barkley had a few good runs, and then they passed 3 fucking times or straight away from the run game and then finally got back to it. And there was one series where they actually ran with Saquon 4 times. And then finally they did that quick play in the fourth quarter, got set the line really quick where the Chargers were not paying attention and had that inside outside that run for the touchdown from Saquon Barkley, which was really good. But then after that, they really didn't go much with Saquon Barkley, hitting a brick wall again and again and again and again. This fucking defense, man, it's such a fucking bummer. It's so depressing and so sad because your defense is like almost fucking elite. I mean, it's just getting better every week. You see the defense starting to form into something so fucking beautiful. Maybe your defense saves the season, but let me tell you something. I don't know if they were drinking a certain substance or I don't know how they stayed on the field as long as they fucking did. Even when Moro Jomo went offsides on field goal, okay, on field goal defense, and it was a reset of downs on the Eagles side of the field, and they still fucking stopped them on 3 downs and still kicked the field goal. I mean, Jalen Phillips getting pressure, defensive line. Jordan Davis had his best a TFL I can't even count. Jordan Davis was fucking amazing. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for Moro Ojomo, the other guy from Alabama. I'm forgetting his name as of right now, but he had a tackle for loss. He had a couple sacks, a forced fumble. I mean, or a fumble recovery. He was. I keep forgetting his name because I'm in the moment right now, and I can't even think straight right now, but you guys know who I'm talking about and was absolutely amazing. Kobe Dean on those blitzes, man, physicality. There was a couple that he missed. He's got to clean that up a little bit on him kind of getting his hands on some of these quarterbacks, letting go. Same thing from these defensive linemen. There were times where they got to Herbert and then, they kind of just let him go. And there were times where we didn't maintain the outside. The worst series from the defense was probably right in the beginning where I think they gave up a touchdown. I mean, it was a dump off pass for like 50, 60 yards, a halfback toss, and then it was a straight north-south run up the middle right into the end zone. I mean, walked in there. And really after that play, they really tightened up and they were making stop after stop. I love the linebackers. Nolan Smith had a couple tackles today. He had a hit on Herbert as well, so I thought he did good. I thought Quignon did good. I thought Adoree played really well. He got, he lost a couple of completions. He had some close coverage, but he had a pick. He made a couple tackles in open space coming up to the line. I mean, I thought Adoree Jackson looked really solid. Looks like he's really confident, and I really like that about him. Marcus Epps actually looked really good too. He came up and made a crucial third down stop. Physicality. I said if Sidney Brown actually made that tackle, he wouldn't have made that tackle. They probably would have scored on us, or he would have missed that fucking tackle by a mile. Marcus Epps was a huge difference in this game, especially when Sidney Brown was not in the starting lineup. So Marcus Epps, I think I give a nice B plus to an A minus because I thought he played pretty damn good. Reed Blankenship came up and made some plays. It was really everybody. I mean, when you rely on this defense, you can rely on them. And this is the 10th, 11th game that literally they have bailed this offense out again and again. It's disgusting to talk about. I mean, the defense is forming, the offense is moving backwards, and it's a really shitty situation to be in. I feel so bad for these defensive players to the point where they're probably coming off the field after making another stop and saying, "Okay, offense, are you gonna fucking score yet? What's going on? Like, are you guys gonna do anything?" And I thought they would have got tired. I thought in the fourth quarter, to the end of the fourth quarter, I thought they showed that they were getting a little tired. But even in that overtime, I thought they were playing at a high level, even as tired as they probably fucking were. That was amazing performance by this fucking defense. What a shame that you can't match that type of energy offensively. The defense was hyped. They had urgency to fucking make plays. There was an excitement in the air with this defense. It was so nice to watch. It just really sucks it didn't work out on the other side. So really the next part of this whole thing is the next step for the Philadelphia Eagles. Where do we go from here? Well, we're going to play out the rest of the season because mathematically they're still in it. They got to face the 2-10 Raiders next week. That should be fun. That should really put even more that should be triple icing on the cake because that's going to make it even sweeter just to watch them lose against one of the worst team in second to worst team, probably the worst team in fucking football. And it's really that bad. Something has to be done. And like I said, probably not going to happen now because mathematically where we are in this race for seeding and stuff like that. Well, trust me, it doesn't matter. We've given Nick Sirianni enough rope to really hang himself. And that's what he's pretty much doing. He's pretty much creating a bigger hole to bury himself in. And I really don't have a problem with that because I can't allow a guy to do this for the second straight time. Garnishing these wins against tough teams this year, losing in some sort of fashion, and accepting the fact that you just want to play like this and you don't care how or when it changes, that it's really not going to change. Not hiring a consultant, keeping everything the way it is, never being aggressive. What happened to the aggressiveness? What happened to scheming guys open where it makes sense? Trust me, there were guys, there was throws that were open from Jalen Hurts. There was guys sitting in open windows for Jalen Hurts, missing guys wide open so fucking much. Hurts had the worst fucking day. You're telling me this guy's gonna be safe and he gets to pick another one of his own fucking coordinators next year? Next, it's gonna be the QB coach, that Jeff whatever, that Lausch, whatever the fuck his name is. Next, it'll be him, and then it'll be somebody else, and Nick will get by every fucking year. Don't care about win-loss percentages in the regular season. Don't care about 2 Super Bowl appearances with a Super Bowl win. I've said this a million fucking times. Doug Peterson, 3 years after winning a Super Bowl, was expendable, and they made the playoffs 3 years after the Super Bowl as well, 3 straight times, and he still got fired because nothing was changing. And trust me, I don't know why you're waiting till week 14 for things to happen. Jeffrey Lurie should have stopped this team when they were 8-2 to really turn things around. I really hope that this wasn't allowed all year because their record really showed where they were and they didn't want to mess anything up, or Lurie didn't want to step in and mess anything up. I'm sorry, but now you're 8-5 and you're going to be like, "Oh, we're 8-5. We still have a chance." And then, Nick has the balls after this game to be like, "Oh, the defense did some good things." Like, some good things? They did everything. They kept you in the fucking game. They are the only ones that didn't make you look like a bunch of fucking losers out there, like you were acting out there today. There's gonna be an Eagle fan civil war from now until fucking next off season, because all people are gonna talk about now is, oh, it's not the coaching staff. The coaching staff is catering to Hertz, and Hertz is the one playing bad, and they need a real QB. Let's put in Tanner McKee, or let's trade Jalen Hurts, or it's gonna be non-fucking stop. This is on everybody. But the first I'm going to look at is this coaching staff. You can't switch quarterbacks or get rid of your franchise quarterback for somebody else without looking at your head coach. I don't want Sirianni demoted power. I don't want him around anymore. There's no demotion going on. I don't want Nick to be in the background of anything because I don't trust that he'll keep his hands away, even if Jeffrey Lurie says you have no power to create anything for this offense moving forward for this team, and you have no right to hire who you want to fucking hire anymore. It is time for new fucking blood in the building. I'm not just saying this because I'm emotional because of the loss, because I knew this was fucking happening, and the amount of shit that I got this morning, the nasty fucking messages that I got from Eagle fans this morning was actually really fucking sad, honestly. And it just sucks in a world today we can't really share our opinions without getting batted down for it. And I get that, because even though I can respectfully disagree with people on their takes of this team, and nobody, and by God, nobody has to ever fucking agree with me. All I do is just do my thing, state my opinion, and mind my own business afterwards, whether you agree or not. At the end of the day, we want this the same result at the end of the year. We want third championship in Philadelphia. I'm tired of having a head coach that doesn't call his plays in-house, because by God, we are dying for a head coach to call plays. And doesn't matter what OC you hire, they're only going to add flavor to it. And I want a guy with a resume here for a lot of years. Everyone's going to say Saquon Barkley carried Jalen Hurts, but guess what? What did Jalen Hurts do the last 2 Super Bowls, even without Saquon Barkley in 22? What has Jalen Hurts done? The run game opens up the pass game, doesn't it? And it does. And Jalen Hurts looks amazing. And trust me, when he's flawed, he's flawed. And we've seen him like this at the end of 23, having 10 wins, losing the last 6 out of 7 games. He looked like shit at the end of 21, or the 21 season in general, which was way early in his career. He looked like shit. So we have seen Hurts have pretty bad fucking games when you're forcing this philosophy on your fucking players that no player wants to play in this fucking offense. Nobody does. And nobody is saying anything because everyone wants to keep the peace. I saw this shit coming from a mile away. I was hoping that it wasn't going to come down to this. And just like 23, after they lost, after those 10 wins, I said the Eagles have time on their side. So what? You're gonna get into a playoff game and be a one and done and then fucking embarrass yourself even more after Nick really trying to get himself involved this past week. I mean, it's telling me that they have done all they possibly could, and there's nothing else that they can do. It's gotta be just put to rest and done with and ready for next season. We still got a few games left. I will cheer for this team until the fucking wheels fall off, and that's how I've always been. This head coach and Nick Sirianni is on my fucking shit list, regardless if Hurts plays bad, if Saquon plays bad, if the offensive line can't stay fucking healthy. Doesn't matter what it is. That head coach is our main problem, and he is standing in our fucking way. Other than that, that's gonna be it. I honestly can rant about this for 10 fucking hours, but I'm not watching any of these press conferences until tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this. I have no desire. If you want to watch my stream that I did on the game, and at the end of it, if you want to hear more of my thoughts right after initial thoughts, like literally a seconds after the game ending, that stream is there for you to watch if you want to watch the end of that. But I want to say I apologize that we have to go through this together and say to ourselves, holy shit, like what is the number one problem? What moves do we have to make? And do the Eagles have any balls to actually pull the trigger on something this week? I don't think so. I think this is going to be, I think once we're mathematically out of playoff contention and we choke it to the Cowboys, I think that will be the time where when the Eagles can't take no more steps forward, that's when moves are going to get made. And obviously, the earlier the better. And then the Eagles are going to have a giant fucking offseason of a lot of shit going on. I need to take a breather. I need to relax my brain. And this is how I feel. And unfortunately, I was fucking right. And that's where we're at. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you like the video because it helps out tremendously. And definitely subscribe. We cover the Eagles every single day. I never take a day of rest. And I will see you peoples on the next one. Kicks what up, follow side. Peace out, guys.